Alright, welcome back everybody. This is GTM. Today's video tutorial is for my texture and lighting class. This will be our last lab. We're going to be covering basic pelt mapping on, I guess you can say, our organic type models, I suppose. This will be like an introduction to pelt mapping. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and launch up 3D Max here. As you can see, we got this crappy looking frog here. This is something I believe I whipped up quite a while back, a long time ago for this lab. First thing I'm going to do is definitely change the lines here. So I'm going to click on my frog here and just click on black. And that was by going to the swatch. And then, obviously my lines are black now. I'm going to hit Alt-W here. First thing I'm going to do is clean up this mesh. I mean, that looks pretty crappy. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the frog itself, and as you can see it's a mesh. I'm going to convert it to a poly, edible poly right here. And then I'm actually going to select all the polys, make sure it's all selected. And then I'm just going to come down here and use my relax tool, which is right here. I'm just going to click it once. That looks pretty good. I guess that's all I really need. I don't need to go twice or anything. Frog looks okay. We could probably relax it one more time. Let me try it again. Just in case I don't want to. I can always go back. Let's hit relax. Let's go back. That looks good. We'll keep it right there. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to start using our UV unwrap modifier. So I'm just going to go ahead and select the frog, which I did deselect it. So I'm going to select it. And then I'm going to go to my modifier list, and we are going to go to Unwrap UVW. Alright, as you can see right off the bat, we can see a red, or I'm sorry, what am I talking about? Red. I'm talking about a green, green line here. And the thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a gray shader, just because this white might be a little blown out on the monitor. I'm going to hit M, and I'm just going to grab any blank gray shader and just drop it on there. That way we can probably see the green lines a little more. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do is with the unwrap modifier on our list here, I'm going to go ahead and turn off show seams. And I want to keep it on, I guess I could go thick or thin line, thin seams display. I'm going to go thin. And then we are actually going to start unwrapping this guy. So the way pelt mapping works, it's kind of like being a seamstress stitching, like basically how a clothes, or I guess you can say like I don't know, what do you call those people? People that make clothes, damn. Seamstress or whatever, you know how they like kind of sew up shirts and stuff? They cut out the pattern. So that's basically what we're trying to do here, is create the pattern of the frog. So I'm going to go down to my drop down list here. I'm going to hit my vertex, turn that on, and then I'm going to go to a, let's see, point to point seam right here. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start cutting off, cutting this frog apart here. And I'll probably start off with something simple. Maybe his, you know what, we'll do, I guess we can start off with his arm here, so we get the idea of it. Alright, right here I'm just going to click here. As you can see, I got a tangent line or some kind of marquee line. And I'm just going to click. Now you can see there's the blue line. You know what, I'm going to go ahead and make that thick so you can see it better. So I'm going to go thick display. There we go. Line, see, it's a little thicker. Here's thin, and that's thicker. Alright, let's go back to point. That's here down at the bottom. It's still turned on. And we're just going to click and walk around. And Max is pretty smart about it. So if we click here, it'll probably walk around. Sometimes you want to be careful, though. You don't want to go too far ahead. Alright, so I'm going to go right there. And right over here, as you can see, we just cut the seam of the arm. And what I'm going to do is actually cut this arm in half now. So I'm going to actually walk this down. I'll probably go right down here, all the way down, let's say, right here. See how it kind of walks it down, and we're just going to go right through this. There we go, and I'll come right here, and then we're going to go right through the toes. And let's go right through here, and all the way here. Whoops, see, that's what I mean. If you go too far, you might start getting some weird, the seam might run kind of funny. So we're going to take it a little slower. There we go. Probably walk it right there. Down here, and let's go to the corner there. That looks like it worked out well. And as I'm going to just go ahead and continue. Alright, we're going to walk it around the toes. And down the side of the arm again. There we go. And right back up here. Alright, as you can see, we have our first seam cut. Well, hopefully this works out well. So I'm going to actually go ahead and go to my faces now. I can select any face, doesn't matter. What I'm going to do is go ahead and hit expand, selected to seams. So what that does is expand whatever the seam, you know, the faces, whatever the seam's been cut on. So as you can see, I have put a split right down the side, all around, and so it's cutting the top of the arm. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is I can probably just go planar, because we are getting the top. And if you want, you can try to do best align. You can try to do that. Best align, say you know it hits best align right there, and then we can probably you can try to fit it, and then we're just gonna go ahead and pelt. Once you hit this button right here, pelt, you're gonna see these options pop up. Now this is our little pelt, you know, UV or edit UVW's window here. First thing I'm gonna do is see this little box. I'm gonna turn that off just to clear it up, and then these edges here, or the grid, I kind of want to turn off for now. You can just go to views and turn off your grid. That way we can kind of see our arm here. Now this is one half of the arm. Now I could actually probably commit, or you can actually just use your pelt, and that will stretch out the arm. So I can actually hit pelt, and that will do something like that. And you can actually come down to your options here and go to select stretcher. What that does is select the stretcher right here. So I can actually click that and then, you know, maybe pull that out a little bit more, and then pelt it again to stretch it out more, if I wanted to go that route. And if you're happy with it, you can just commit, and then obviously we can kind of pull that off to the side and rotate it somewhere for now. Now that's one way we can go about this arm. Alright, but actually I'm not going to commit, so I'm actually going to close it out. And I'm going to try something a little different. I'm actually going to go to pelt here. And you know what? I'm going to commit this way. What I'm going to do is go commit here. I'm going to take this. This is the top of the arm. I kind of like scale it out like that. So that's the actual arm itself. And then I'm just going to move it off to the side. And you know, we could probably relax it a little bit. There's some tools here we can try to relax. So also, if I grab this, select by element, that's actually the arm. It grabs the whole mesh itself. And I'm going to test out some tools here. So I'm going to introduce you to things like, alright, we can try to relax a little bit. This will pop up. And then you can say relax tool. You can try to hit apply, and that will relax it out a bit. And that looks pretty good. That kind of stretches out any kind of overlapping. And you can see I'm doing relax by edge angles, and there's a couple different ones by faces and centers and stuff. So I'm going to actually hit apply from there. Oops, that just did it again. So I'm going to go ahead and that looks good enough. I'm just going to close it out. And as you can see, we have our arm. Looks like it's been relaxed out pretty good. Now if I turn on my grid right here, you can see now. Let's see the top of our arm and see how well this has been checkered out. So I can actually come down to check pattern and just hit checker pattern. And as you can see, our arm looks pretty good, I suppose. Alright, now we're going to do the back side of the arm. Don't worry about the rest of the frog, because as you can see, the rest of the frog has a checker pattern, but that's because that's the rest of this that hasn't been UV mapped, and it's a big cluttered mess. So I think that looks pretty good right here, the arm. So I'm just going to go ahead and we can actually shrink that, and watch how the pattern kind of adjusts that arm. So I'm going to shrink that arm up a bit, and then as you can see, our pattern. Alright, so I'm going to actually just kind of leave that up here for now, and I think it looks okay. Alright, we're going to go ahead and do the bottom half now. So I'm going to go ahead, got the faces still selected. I'm going to grab this is the bottom half, and I'm going to go expand selected faces, and then that looks pretty good. We can do the same thing. We can go planar. We can go best align if we'd like, and fit, and then, you know, obviously pelt. Alright, from here I'm actually going to just commit again, and I'm actually going to move this over here. I'm going to turn off my grid too. I'm going to move him off here somewhere, and let's go ahead and shape him out a bit. And I'm actually going to match him up to the size of the arm. Something on the lines of that. And then I'm going to actually use my tools again. Tool, let's go relax. And I'll keep it at edge angles, and we'll just say start relaxing, and apply. There it goes. So you can see it starts to relax, and we can just stop it like that. Or you can try to hit apply. And, you know, we can try different ones. I mean, that looks pretty good. So if you see on this side, you know, it looks like our, you know, checker map's pretty even. Alright, that looks pretty good. So I'm actually going to grab the element here, and we're going to kind of pull him off to the side here. Now here's the interesting thing. Let me go ahead and grab him, and we can actually probably adjust him a little bit more. I'm going to use this tool right here to freeform, and just kind of like raise him up. Alright, that looks okay. And let me resize him a bit. Let me go by uniform scale, and we can just kind of scale it down. Alright, now I'm going to bring this out a little bit so you can see what's going on. And my middle mouse kind of pans around. Now if you look really close, and if I go to right here, I'm going to turn off select by elements, and I got vertex modes. You can see our vertexes and our faces. But watch this. I'm going to actually click on a vert. Now when you see that vert, notice a blue one highlights over here. That's letting you know, hey, this vert is the seam line to that one. So we can actually stitch that up if we wanted to give ourselves a seamless look. And, you know, and if you really want to get some really good UV maps laid out, not that that would be quite necessary in this point, but we can actually, you know, stitch that up and make a better scene. So what I guess I could do is we can go right here, that vertex to that vertex. So I can go to I believe it's tools, and we have target weld. Tools, target weld, and this will actually, you know, all you gotta do is click, and we can target weld that. Probably go click that, and what we'll do is we'll stitch this up and then eventually relax it again. So I'm just kind of evening this out, and then this one goes over here. Then we can probably move these over, just because I don't want to deal with the seam. So we'll just probably, let's see how well this works out. We're going to stitch him all the way up. I'm bringing these together. Alright, let's see where this one goes. This one goes to him. Like I said, this could be kind of a tedious process. I have to say that pelt mapping was never one of my favorite things to do. And like I said, let's hope this all works out. So I'm just actually grabbing these verts. Alright, let's go grab this. And I'm going to weld that to that. Bring this down. And we're going to eventually get this close. There we go, we're getting closer. And let's get this right by the fingers. And these are eventually stitched together. This is where the seam is. Let's click this one. This one goes that. As you can see, we're starting to get there. Alright, so that one goes to that. And this one goes to that. Alright, and I think we got close. We're close. He doesn't go anywhere. He goes there. Where does he go? I guess he goes to that guy. And let's see, this one goes to him. Oops. I'm not sure, I might have moved something here. Alright, either way, I got this kind of stitched up here. So now I'm actually gonna kind of, let's see, I'm gonna select the element again. Let's go to select by element. This should have grabbed everything. Oh, let me turn off that. And we're gonna go select by element. There we go. So we got the whole thing now. I'm actually gonna take this, and we probably could relax this now. So I'm gonna go tools. Let's go to relax, and we'll go by relax by edge angles. And you know, we can keep boundary borders fixed, but let's see what happens here. I'm gonna apply this. There you can see it's a relaxing. Looking pretty good. We're straightening this out. All right, as you can see here, though, we got some overlapping, you know, faces. So what I'm probably gonna do is, let's go Control Z back. So these aren't all bunched up. What I'm gonna do is actually try to relax, keep boundaries fixed, and we'll try that. There we go. So like our boundaries are staying, they're not overlapping, they're staying kind of tight together here, and we can just kind of relax this a bit. Alright, that looks pretty good. And then of course we can kind of fix certain areas up right here. I guess we can try to clean that up a little bit more. Let's go, you know, you can actually paint certain areas too, and oops. We can probably paint around. Oops, let me go by like faces or something, or select by vert, so we can not turn off the elements here though. And then we can probably like select certain areas. You know, because that looks kind of bunched up, and then possibly we could relax that little area. So we can go tools, let's go to relax, and we can try to apply, and as you can see that relaxes. Or we can try, maybe let's go by face angles, apply, or you can try relax by center. There we go, and now everything is all evened out. Looks pretty good. Alright, and then, you know, we could probably even try that on everything here. So I'm going to grab the whole element just to see how that works. Tools, let's go relax, and we'll keep our boundaries fixed, but we'll go by center, and we'll hit apply. Okay, now I'm getting over here, so I'm actually going to Control Z. I think we had it good. Alright, that looks pretty good. Alright, so let's turn on our checker pattern here and see how things are laid out. Yeah, he looks pretty good, I suppose. He's all stitched up. So we got one arm taken care of. And I am actually going to just leave him off over here on the side. Alright, next thing we got to do is we'll work on another arm now. So I'm going to go ahead and close that out. And we'll start stitching the other arm here, unwrapping that. Now technically if we wanted to, we could just cut the frog in half, unwrap one side, and then mirror it, but that's kind of getting lazy. So we're going to go ahead and start stitching this side up now. Alright, we're going to go ahead and continue on the other arm now. So I'm going back to vertex, point to point seam. We're just going to click on here, and we're just going to walk around. Oops, let me make sure this is showing. Oops, see what happened? Control Z. Let's start again. There we go. And I'm going to walk around the arm. Right back here to the top. Close it off. Alright, we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to cut through the seam again. So I'm going to go right here. Cut all the way down. I'm telling you, this Pelt Map's a pretty good tool. I'm sure there's tons of plugins out there that you can get that really probably cut the time in half when unwrapping things. But just for example, you know, I mean, just, you know, for unwrapping sakes, I suppose, you Pelt mapping is actually kind of a godsend to 3D Max. I remember back in the day we had to actually manually do this, and that was kind of a pain. Alright, let's go ahead and lock this down right there. That looks okay. Oops, looks like things got a little messed up right there. So I'm going to Control Z, and I believe that, yeah, there we go. And I'm going to lock it down here. That should be right. Come across, so we're actually going to just go ahead and do the whole same thing. That worked. Let's see if that made it all the way through. Yes, it did. Let's go here. That looks pretty good. Did I walk around? Nope. Let's walk around these toes, I suppose. Keep things somewhat consistent. And then almost there. Close it off. Alright, same thing again. We are going to actually take our face, grab a face, expand selected seam, select two seams, I guess. That face selection to seams, I suppose. Alright, we got that selected now, the top half of the arm. So I'm going to go ahead and go planar. We can probably go best align and fit if you'd like. And then we can go pelt. Okay, all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead and commit that and then take my manual scale here. We're just going to scale that up. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and move that. Now this one I'm not going to quite stitch up. This one I did. Otherwise I don't want to be through this for, going through this forever, I suppose. Or having it take forever. So I'm just actually going to bring this down. And I'm going to move it over here. And then we're just going to do the back side here. Grab a face, expand selected faces, and then we'll just go pelt. Oops, actually let me go planar here. Best align, and then we'll go pelt. And then I'll probably just commit it. And we'll just scale this out a bit. Alright, we'll just let's go ahead and bring this up over here. I'm going to turn off my grid here, or my checker map. Scale this down, and all we're going to worry about right now is just relaxing these. I don't care too much right now for stitching them up, just so we can get the point across. Let me check out which side's which though. I'm going to go to my UVs here, or my verts I should say. Let's see, turn off select by elements, and then just make sure, yep, okay. That's good. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that element again. I'm probably going to go to tools, and let's go tools, and we're going to go to relax again, but let's keep boundaries fixed, and we'll try to relax center and apply. Relax that a little bit. Alright, and let's try face angles maybe, apply. Oh, that looks pretty good. Well, we had it before. And let's try edge angles. That looks pretty good. I think we're okay. So I got that somewhat relaxed. We'll do it on this side too. So I'll grab this. We'll go by center. Just apply. That looks pretty good. And we'll just, that's good enough. Alright, so now we got that arm selected. Those arms, I guess, unwrapped, I should say. We're going to just move that over here. Probably resize that a bit. Alright, now we're going to work on, and of course we can check out, how well this is, you know what, I'm actually going to move the rest of this so we don't kind of see everything getting cluttered. Alright, so I'm going to show you pattern here. Check pattern. There we go. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I guess it would show those. At least we can see the other arm looks pretty good. Alright, but see how this one, because we unwrapped it a little bit better, we can see how this one's a little more straightened out compared to this one, but still the checkers are not too bad. Alright, so let's just go ahead and continue. Let me bring these back over. Alright, so I'm going to turn that off, and now we are going to, let me go back to, turn that off. Let's close that out. Let's go ahead and work on, let's do the legs now. So we're going to go point to point seam again. Got vertex selected. And I'm just going to start walking around the legs here. That looks pretty good. And alright, that looks alright. You know, we could probably... No, that looks good. Get that. And then we are going to actually cut it down here. On the back of the leg here. We're just going to walk that all the way down. Oops. You know what? I'm going to do it right. I'm going to back up here. We're going to do it from right here. There we go. And you know what? I'm actually going to cut it right by his ankle. We'll do his feet separate. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and just walk around right here. Let's see how that turned out. Not sure where that's walking around. Okay, so we're going to take it from the side. And then I believe close it off right there. Okay. So we got that. And I guess I could cut the feet in half. Maybe like this. And I'll go from the bottom here. Guess that's pretty good. Go down here and just walk it down. And we'll say right there maybe. Down here. We're getting the bottom of the toes here. Well, I guess we could have went further out. You know what? Let's do that again. I'm going to control Z. And actually that was pretty good. What was I doing here? Maybe I'll come... You know what? I'm going to redo those. Edit, redo, select. Or control Y, I should say. Control Y, Y. Whoops. No, control Y. That looks pretty good, I guess. Not that I'm trying to get this too perfect here, but we'll go ahead and close that off. And you know what? I'm just gonna go right here to here, here, and then we'll close it off right there. All right, I guess that's okay. I guess I could have. You know what? Yeah. Normally I would have probably unwrapped it right there. I don't want to keep messing up though. Well, I'll do it on the other leg. See how this one turns out compared to the other one. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and go to faces again. Select. Expand selected faces. And this should be... He should be cut in half. Oh no, he's not. We're not cutting in half. Forgot to cut him in half. So I'm going to go vertex and we're going to get this side right here. So... Or technically I can just unwrap it if I wanted to. That could possibly work. Let's try it that way. So I'm going to go face like that. We're going to go expand selected faces. We're just going to go planar, fit, like that, or best align and fit. Let's go best align, planar, fit. Let's see, let's try one of these. Either way, I think we should be able to unwrap this. So let's go back to Pelt now. So I'm going to hit Pelt. And then we're just going to see how this works. So I'm going to go ahead and Pelt. That should unwrap the whole leg, just like that. But now I'm going to go ahead and do this again. I'm going to go to my Pelt options, select the stretcher. And we're just going to take our scale tool and just pull it out a little bit further and Pelt again to stretch it out, just like that. And then I can probably commit. I'm going to actually move this like this. That's the whole leg being unwrapped. You know what? I'm going to see how well we can actually even this out. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my tools, relax. Let's go keep boundaries, and let's go relax by center. See what happens. There we go. We're starting to relax these out. Keep going. That looks pretty good. And then I will just close it off. There we go. Let's just test out our checker pattern here. And let me see that leg, how it's turning out. You know, eventually what we're going to have to do is make sure everything's matched. So let's get our checker pattern up there. And we're going to bring this down. Shrink it down. There we go. And we'll shrink this down a little bit more. Alright, that looks not bad at all. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and close that out, and we'll start on the other leg. Alright, we're going to go ahead and work on that foot here. So I'm going to go ahead and go to faces, and we're just going to select the face. And then I'm going to go expand selected faces. There we go. We can go, let's go planar. And we'll go best align. Somehow we can get a better angle of that. Let's try Y. See how that worked. Z. Let's just take a look at all our angles. Y. I think Y might be the one for us. There we go. And let's just go ahead and pelt that out. That looks pretty good. And then, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing like we did to some of the arms. So I'm going to go ahead and commit. And I'm going to move this off to the side here. And we are going to rotate that slightly. Just like that. And I guess we could easily, let me shrink this down a bit. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. We're going to go to our relax tool. Tools, relax. Keep boundaries, points fixed. And then we're going to go by center, I believe. No, you know what? But go by face angles. You know what? I'm not going to turn on the boundaries. Let's just test this out. So I'm going to go ahead and apply it. There we go. We got that evened out a little bit, but at the same time, I don't want these overlapping, so we're going to try that again. I'm going to Control Z. We're going to go Tools, Relax, and we'll probably go Keep Boundaries, but not by face angles. We're going to go by center, Apply. No, that didn't quite work neither, so let's go back again and try it by edge angles. Nah, I think our best one was face. I'm going to go face angles, but I'm going to keep the boundaries and apply it. No, that's not working out at all. Let me uncheck that. That's what I've been doing. Let's go centers. Yeah, let's go relax by centers, uncheck the boundaries, and apply. Wow, that looks terrible. We're going to get it right one of these times. Okay, there we go. Edge faces. That's what I wanted. Relax by edge angles. Okay, looks pretty good. I can probably do it again. That even got it more, but then I got some of these verts I got to worry about right here. I guess I could grab certain verts, and you can probably reposition them a little bit, because we don't want certain ones to be overlapped. Let me unselect element here. And let me unhide this to see if we have any. Yeah, we got a few of them that are overlapping. I guess I could come back and try to reposition some of this so they're not overlapping. Something on the lines of that. There we go. I guess that worked out. And let's move that out just a bit. You can barely see those lines. And let's see if we can actually pull these out a bit so they're not overlapping. There we go. Something like that. Let me test out my checker pattern on that. That foot looks pretty good. Alright, and then we're going to do the other side now. Alright, so I'm going to go back to faces, grab the bottom of the foot, expand selected faces, and let's just go ahead and, that looks pretty good. We're just going to pelt that from there. Pelt. Now, of course, remember I can always do it something like that, but that's kind of, I don't want that. So we're actually going to go commit, and I'm gonna move this out over here somewhere, and we'll push him off to the side here. Let me grab these and just, we're just pushing this off to the side. We're gonna grab him. I'm gonna shrink him down a bit, and we're gonna go ahead and relax him now. I believe we're gonna do the same thing. So tools, relax, and we'll probably go, was it by edge face angles without the boundaries? Yeah, I think that was it right there. We can probably keep applying a little bit, stretch it out a little bit more. That looks good, and we'll just, we'll take that and just resize it a bit. Eventually we're gonna line these up. Alright, that looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and close that out, and then we can start working on the other leg now. So I'll come here. We'll go vertex, point to point seam again. And you know what? Yeah, we'll worry about this later, but I'm gonna go ahead and grab this. We're gonna walk this around, just like the other leg. Come back down here, and I believe we're gonna go right about there, here, and then right there. Alright, I'm gonna cut it by the ankle again, so that's right down here, I believe. So I'm gonna walk around the ankle. Let me Z up on that. Oops, we got those faces selected, or those verts down there. That's why I'm Zing up on those. And let's go ahead and walk around him. I think we're almost there. And close it out. There we go. Alright, and then we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna walk down the seam here. Point to point seam. I'm going from here. And I believe that's to there. And of course we're going to do the same foot again here. So I'm just going to go ahead and, I don't know if I'm going to get this exactly like the other one, but let's see where that's connected. We're going, I think I'm on the wrong seam. No, I guess that's right. But we're going to go from here. No. Looks like it's supposed to go from here. That's okay, we're just gonna chop off the bottom here. Alright, so I'm gonna walk around these toes. Like I said, we don't need to get too accurate with this. Let me try that again. We're just gonna go ahead and do this foot a little bit different. As long as we get it unwrapped. Alright, so I'm going to come down here, doing kind of a rough job. And we'll go down here, right through here, and we're almost there. Let's just go ahead and walk that down all the way here. Alright, so we got that leg taken care of. Now we're just going to go ahead and, pelt it out now. Alright, let's go ahead and create that last back seam. Oh no, we already did. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and grab that face right there. We'll go expand, select the faces, and let's go planar. We'll probably go best align. Let's see. That probably works. We can try some of these. So Z, maybe this will work. We'll see how it unwraps. And then we're just going to go pelt. Let's turn these off. Let's go start the pelt. There we go. Turn it off, and let's go to our select stretcher here. Take our scale tool, and we're just going to expand that out a bit. Pelt it again, just like that, and just commit. Now we'll take this part of the leg here. Probably rotate it, scale it down a bit, and we'll do the same thing we did to the other leg here. And you can see I didn't get it quite as accurate, but that's okay. And we're gonna go ahead and go to our tools, relax, and let's go keep our boundaries, and we can probably go apply from, maybe from center again. Relax by centers, and then apply it. There we go. Just relaxing that out. That looks pretty good, and then we will just turn it off there. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and move this off to the side here, or somewhere up here. Alright, off to the foot now. Let's grab maybe the top here. So I'm going face, select, expand, select the faces. And that looks pretty good, and we'll just go pelt from here. And I'm going to go ahead and commit that. And all we're going to do is actually relax these faces. Put it right by this foot here. Probably shrink this down slightly. Alright, and then we'll go tools, relax. Let's try apply. There we go, that looks pretty good. That looks good enough. We can probably move some of those verts. I'm going to turn off, select by element, grab the verts here. Just grab a few of these verts and just so they're not overlapped. There we go. Alright, let's get the bottom of the foot now. Grab a face, grab it, expand, select the faces, pelt, commit. Let's go ahead and move that a bit. Let's bring it over here. I'm going to scale that down a bit, and we'll do the same thing. And we'll go tools, relax. Let's try the same thing. Apply. That looks pretty good. Let's zoom up on that. Apply it again. Oh, let's try it again. Let's actually take this. Tools, relax. Let's go by keep boundaries and apply. Or how about we'll try center. Apply. No, let's try edges. How about we don't keep the boundaries, apply. That might work. Looks pretty good. I guess we can probably take some of these verts, just kind of position them out a bit. There we go. Alright, from there, looks like we got pretty much the whole legs and arms. Let's go ahead and do the body now. I'm going to try to do this as simple as possible. So we're going to go vertexes, point to point seam. I'm going to cut right down here. And you know what? I'm going to cut down the belly. So I'm going to go down here and we'll go right about, we'll say, to there. Alright, and then I'm going to just walk around this head a little bit. I'm not sure if this is the best way to do this, but we'll see how it turns out. Alright, there we go. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and grab a face here. Expand selected faces. That looks pretty good, and we're just going to go ahead and pelt that. This should rip it right in half. So I'm going to go pelt. Oop, looks like we didn't close it out somewhere. Let's try that again. Where did I not close them out? You would think maybe he would unwrap right down the center of that. Did I miss something? Let's try that again. Let me try pelt again. Something's not closed out here, I think. I gotta walk around him and see what's going on. That looks good, that looks good. let's try that again. I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's go expand, selected place, planar. Let's try cylinder. I don't know if that's gonna actually, if that would actually work. Let's go best align, fit maybe? I don't think that's gonna work. Pelt. Alright, looks like I'm gonna have to cut it somewhere. Not quite getting the pelt I want. Alright, so let's go back to point seam. Oh, I see what's the problem. Probably right here. I guess I could go maybe here. Cut right here to there, maybe. So I'm going to go point seam and try this out. And then we'll go from here. Let's see if that works. Grab that, expand selected faces, and let's try it again. Go pelt. Start the pelt. There we go. Alright, I can do that, and then I'll commit. Oh, actually not yet. I didn't want to commit yet, so let's try that again. Pelt. Let's go start the pelt. Let's go to our select stretcher. We're going to bring this out a bit. And we're going to pelt them again. And you know, one more for good measure. And then I'll start the pelt. There we go. Commit. And I guess we could try to relax these. So I'm actually going to bring him up somewhere over here. Alright, let's go ahead and tools, relax. Let's try apply. That looks pretty good. Apply. Or you know what, we can try. Let's go from tools, relax. Let's keep boundaries, and let's try from the center. Apply. There we go. That looks pretty good. Just relaxing this out a bit. Not sure what's going on right there. Oh, that looks fine. Alright, that looks pretty good, and then we'll just close that off. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and scale that down. We got the body now. Alright, let's see what's left. Looks like we just got the head to deal with, so I'm going to close that out. Alright, let's try to finish this frog here. So, looks like we got some an extra set of eyes. So I'm going to actually collapse everything. The good thing is once you collapse certain parts of, you know, whatever's been unwrapped, UV's been locked. They're locked in, so. Alright, so I'm going to collapse that. Go to my elements here, and we're going to delete a set of those eyes and delete that set. And let me double check if these eyes are attached. Okay, so they are. Alright, so let's go ahead and drop a UV unwrap over it again. So I'm going to go, we'll unwrap UVW. You can see there's our seams. Now what I'm going to do actually is, we're going to go ahead and edit this right now. So I'm going to just go to edit. That way we can see what's left. I'm actually going to go select by element. We're going to grab this portion, because that's the top of the head. And I'm going to move that over here. And from there I'm going to turn that off. What we're going to do is relax. I'm just going to kind of, you know, relax this little section. And watch when I turn on, I'll turn on my checker map here. And we'll go checker pattern so we can see it. I want to go ahead and just grab those tools, and we're going to go relax. Probably by, we could probably keep our boundaries. I'll just start applying. Alright, or maybe we can go turn that off. There we go. It's starting to apply. That looks pretty good. And I'll just commit that. Looks like we got it somewhat cleaned up. And I'll probably scale that up to match the rest. And we'll just push it over here. And then as you can see, these are just the eyes. Let me kind of, oh wow, we got another set of eyes in here. Let me go ahead and collapse this again. I'm going to delete that eye. God, what a messy model. This is horrible. Let me grab that. There we go. We got rid of that one. And let me delete this just in case. Okay, now he's okay. Control Z. Let's do that again. I'm gonna throw the UV back on top. Let's go back to edit, and now we got our eyes. So I'm gonna actually move these over and zoom it up on that, by the way, so you can see. And we're just like I said, I'm not really worried about these eyes. They're just these big old spheres. And I'll just probably scale them up a little bit. We'll just paint over it all black anyways, or some weird color. Alright, so now that I got my UV maps, alright, what I'm going to do is grab everything here, and we're going to go ahead and resize everything down, because we got to fit everything within this little square. Well, it seems little, but that's our UV square that everything's got to match up in. Alright, so, but the next step I'm going to do is we're going to make sure things are lined up and resized to match, you know, basically the, you know, the size of the frogs, that everything's proportionally right. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to stop right there. Alright, from here now, what we're going to do is actually take our pelt, you know, basically our unwrapped geometry here, and we're going to refit it into the square. Now, usually you take what you want, you try to use up as much space as possible, and whatever you feel like you need more detail in, you might want to resize a little bit bigger. And also, you know, feel free to turn on your check pattern so you can see how things are lining up. Looks like I'm gonna you know, give the body a lot of detail here, so I'm gonna put that right there. Maybe his legs. I'm gonna pack these in there pretty good. That looks pretty good. As you can see, we're kind of like getting this all fit in here. You know, we can probably go bigger on the legs. Maybe bigger right here. Just pack those in there nice. I'll probably rotate that a bit. And like I said, if those are getting in your way, go ahead and just turn them off for now. Alright, let's see. We got our head here. I'll probably give that a lot of detail, somewhat. So I'll probably raise that up a bit. And let's see. You know, we better shrink some of these down. I'm getting a little too big with this. I'm going to take all these and just kind of scale them down. About like that. So everything's uniform, and then we'll probably go right here. I'm going to probably rotate these a bit. Fit one right here. We'll see how it works out. Maybe grab these. Rotate that a bit. I don't know. I'm just kind of randomly throwing these around here. Let's go with this arm here. And make that a little bit bigger. Let's actually make these arms bigger. Alright. Alright, let's see where else we can pack this in here. This is the, I guess, the mouth or the bottom. We'll take these eyes, we'll just throw them over here somewhere. Maybe one right there, one right in here. Let's go with these feet now and just pack these in here somewhere. Probably scale that down a bit. Throw that in there. Let's throw this in there. Let's rotate that a bit, and let's find a home for this guy. And let's see, we could probably, we'll rotate him just a bit. See if we can get him in here. There we go. I guess that looks pretty good. So we can check out our frog here and see how things are looking. Let me scale that back out a bit. Alright, looks like his UVs aren't too bad. We can probably relax him a bit. Certain areas, you know. Maybe I wanted to grab him. Come to my tools and just, you know, relax these a bit. We can go by relax by edges and just apply. You can see it kind of shape out a bit. If that's the case, we can come back and just, we can scale that in a bit. His head looks okay. His arms are okay. Let's go to his body. The bottom we probably won't see too much. It looks alright. No, so we can probably come to these arms here. Maybe that one. Maybe we can tool. Nah, we'll leave that alone. I think he looks fine. Alright, when you're done with that, you know what, actually, I think his body, let's control Z. I think his body was okay. No, we better relax that. I'm gonna relax again. Maybe I'll keep my boundaries and just apply. That looks pretty good. Well, you know what? Maybe I won't keep my boundaries. Let's apply. Gotta straighten those out a bit. Alright, that looks pretty good. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's go ahead and, we can try some of these arms if we like. Try to apply it on those a bit. And that's usually that side. Let's try these. I think everything's okay. That was the top of the arm. I think we're good. Let's make sure that's packed in there again. So I'm going to kind of scale that up a little bit. Or scale it down. And just move it over. And there you go. I think we have a pretty good UV map. All we got to do now is I'm going to go ahead and close this off. No, not yet. I'm going to go ahead and take my snapshot here. And let's go ahead and render the UV template. We'll probably go, let's say 2048 by 2048 map. And then I think that's good. I'm just going to go ahead and render it out. And this will be the image that you will be painting on in Photoshop. Alright, so I'll just save that as a PNG. Go to the Pelt Map, and I'll probably save this out. PNG, we'll call this our frog diffuse. Save it out, make sure my alpha's checked, press OK, and I'll eventually open this up in Photoshop. And let's go ahead and close that out and collapse that. Now the thing is, once you got it UV mapped, we can always go back and make adjustments if we have to. We can just throw a UV unwrap on it, and there you go. Come back and your edits, they're all right there. Another thing is, once you got this, you can actually take this into programs like Mudbox and add some detail and whatnot. All you gotta do is go to File, export your selected geometry here, and if you wanted to give it a name, just call it frog Mudbox or whatever. If I were to take this in the Mudbox, I would save it out as a OBJ file. Save, and you get these options right here, and then you can say presets for Mudbox. Make sure your texture coordinates are with it, and there you go. You just export it out and make sure there's no errors, and then you can actually take this into Mudbox and detail it out. Alright, hopefully that helped a little bit. Like I said, I apologize for the frog being kind of a sloppy model on certain areas, but hopefully this will help you out when you're pelt mapping some of your organic characters. Alright, until next time, thanks for watching, and sorry it was kind of a rough video to go through. I had some problems with the mesh. Alright, well, I'll talk to you soon, or I'll catch you next video. Later.